What up, YouTube? YouTube. I'm gonna call it sample school discussion. And I'm also gonna be the master of camera angles because y'all, this is like crazy. They're like, I can look up dude's nose. Never mind me, I'm a clown. Check it out. If I ever get a comment that I think deserves a video response, I'm gonna do a video response, especially if I think it can help others and learning certain things, and especially if I think it's interesting and cool. And this comment from Mr. America, he got two of them. I think it's cool. So let's delve into it. I'm trying to make this as simple as possible. All right. It says, so I'm going to read his comments and then I'm going to speak on them. Why are you focusing on finding samples that are already in the same key while not even mentioning that you can time stretch to make samples the same length and then adjust the key? If you're using this workflow these days, you need to hop back on the MV. It's so easy on that machine. You just load the loop as an audio phrase, sync the BPM, then adjust the pitch to make the key to match the key, then sample the audio phrase, chop up the then resample the audio phrase, chop up the resample, and voila! MV8800, still the best machine out. Then he comments again, further down, and he says, "You're forgetting the instinct part of trying to You're forgetting the instinct part and trying to be overly technical. Can't use technicality and sample-based music when it comes to key. There's many different variables that it doesn't matter, especially when you're sampling from vinyl. Use your ear to tune samples. Use technicality for tuning guitar." All right, let's go to the very top. Why are you focusing on samples that are in the right key? Because I believe, Mr. America, I believe you're gifted. And I believe it's a bunch of us out there that are gifted that can naturally, our ear can naturally hear what complements each other, whether we know what the key is or not. Because every musical note, everything we play is in some type of key or has a root note. Whether we know what it is or not, it is. Now, some of us are naturally gifted to be able to put things in the same key, and some people that's getting into this music thing don't naturally have that gift, but your ears can be trained. That's why I'm not showing screenshots, and that's why I'm doing it this way. Because if you hear things that complement each other, your ear will learn to recognize what those things are. So everybody doesn't have that gift, so sometimes knowing what the key is, I think, helps out a lot. And I didn't coin this phrase, but I like this phrase. And it says, if it can help and benefit, why not do it? And I agree with that. And if it can help and benefit and not hurt, why not do it? I forgot I left a part out. And I agree with that. Knowing what key it is not going to hurt your production. Knowing musical theory is not going to help your production, especially if you start off as sample-based producer. If anything, it's going to make you that much better. Case in point, Booney Mayfield. Check him out and look at how he has grown into the musician that he is. And even when he's used sample-based music, how improved his music is from how it was when he first started. Because he learned some theory, he learned more about notes and chord progressions and stuff like that. Why? Because it couldn't hurt. It only made him better. All right. Now, I don't go into time stretching and that stuff because, Mr. America, we're jumping ahead of the game. I'm only on Sample School Vol5. Time stretching is, in my opinion, an advanced technique. And even though we have a bunch of things that can do that, still, when you really break it down and you got a bunch of programs and stuff that do it very easily, I still believe in that being an advanced technique. Because when I first started, that was an advanced technique. Matter of fact, it wasn't even out yet. I'm dating myself. So when it came along, man, we were happy as I don't know what. But yeah, I like to think of it as an advanced technique. And that will come into play later. So I'm trying to get these people on baby steps. The other thing is, maybe you're right about hopping back on the MV. And maybe I need to do some more sample schools using different machines because basically everyone else have an MV. So I'm trying to teach the principles and not so much how to work a particular machine. Or whatever the case may be. Everybody don't have access to MV, and Roland don't make it anymore. So even though there's a bunch of them out there, everybody that wants to make music doesn't have the same gear. So I'm really basing this off of principles. All right. And the principles are laws that can't be changed, man. It is what it is, like gravity. Drop this, it falls. That's gravity. So I'm focusing on the principles. Now, can those principles be defied? Yeah, but only for a short period of time. Like, for instance, like gravity. Do we defy gravity? Yeah, we got airplanes. We got helicopters and drones and all these things, and these things defy gravity. So, but you gotta understand gravity before you can defy it. So before I can get them into this on your level, they gotta understand the basics, and that's why. And I'm getting technical because I don't think it will hurt knowing what key complements each other. All right. Now, you say you're forgetting instinct part. No, I'm not forgetting the instinct part. You do what sounds good and what feels good. But before you could be instinctive, like when you learn how to drive a car, right? When you first learn how to drive a car, you're not basing this off of instinct. You're not driving a car instinctively. You're driving a car according to how you was taught and according to the laws of the road or whatever, right? But as you become a developed driver and as you drive more and more, you've been doing it long enough, you can instinctively do great things, or you can instinctively know when to avoid an accident, or instinctively know when somebody might pull out in front of you. Your instincts kick in because you're already a professional. You're already great at it. So again, I understand I'm not forgetting the instinct part of it, but those your instincts still have to be developed in whatever art form or sport or whatever it is that you're doing. You got to go through a series of things for the instinct to kick in, for the instinct to know what to do instinctively. Typically, when you're out of your realm, you're doing something new, you're not relying off of instinct. You're too focused on learning what it is you need to do. Then the instinct kicks in. Then the emotion kicks in, and you just start to just do it without even thinking about it. But you got to get to that point. Case in point, The Matrix. It took to the end of the movie for Neo to realize what he was capable of doing because he was bound by certain laws. But in order to defy those laws, you got to know what they are. And then once you know what they are, you know your capabilities, you can defy them. So that's that one. Now, it said, you said, use your ear to tune samples, use technicality to tune a guitar. Okay, I'm gonna approach that two ways. If I got a keyboard sample and I got a guitar sample, one is from one record, one is from another record, and I bring those two together and they complement each other. They're complementing each other because they're within the same note or within the note that complements each other. You can't deny that because the principle are things that complement each other. They got to be a note, whether you know what the note is or not. Whether you know if it's a G minor and the keyboard is a G minor and the guitar is a C minor. Whether you know that or not is not the point. The fact that they go together, complements each other. That doesn't stop them from being notes. So you just brought two things that complement each other. And check this out. Using your ear to bring those two things together. But you best believe the person who played the piano and the person who played the guitar tuned their guitar and tuned their piano, especially if it was a grand piano, the piano was tuned. Because if not, they would not complement each other. So they got to be in tune. So we're not tuning them. We're using tune stuff that's already tuned and bring them together. Now, the second approach is I got a bass line and I got a keyboard part. But they sound like they would go good together, but the keyboard is not quite in the same key as the bass line, so I pitch it or tune it to complement the bass. But the way they sound rhythmically, they have harmony rhythmically. I just need to get the tune right. You're still bringing it to a key that complements one or the other. So the principle is the principle. So I disagree with you there. There are a lot of variables and there are a lot of things that we could do to bring these things together, but it always comes back to the principle. It always comes back to the square root. It always comes back to the beginning. So I don't think I'm being too technical, and I don't think being technical hurts. I don't think being technical hurts, but instinctive and motion, and it just feels right. That comes with time after making music. When I started making music, I didn't just like, oh yeah, this feels right. I was mainly learning how to operate the gear and how to get things synced and how to get things and how to make drum patterns and all that stuff. The instinct part came with time. So I'm only in Sample School Vol5, so bear with me, Mr. America. But thank you for bringing up so many great points. And it actually helped me out with further discussions and further videos I will be doing down the line and some things to focus on. So I truly appreciate you. Thanks, man. I love it when hip-hop opens discussion and music opens discussion to accomplish a goal, and that's make everybody better. All right, y'all. Until Sample School Volume 6, peace.